We are back. We are back. We had an amazing trip. I've got some basic H here, so we're gonna put this into the water trough. This is how we naturally worm our cows. It's a natural biodegradable soap. So I'm gonna dump this in, then we'll turn the water on. Good morning, I am Dustin Aleman. This is Aleman Family Homestead. My hope for this channel is that you are able to pick up a tip, a trick, a golden nugget to help you on your homesteading journey. If that's the case, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, today we are back. We are back. We had an amazing trip. We were gone for 10 days. It was good. It was good to just check out. I completely disconnected. We all completely disconnected. No internet, no email, no texts, no phone calls. Caveat to that, about 1 week in, I did check in. So I logged on and checked in, and just to make sure work was going well. So I did one check-in about a week in, and then disconnected again for another 5 days. So I'm a huge advocate of that. I am not going to talk about that today, maybe some other time, but huge advocate of just disconnecting. Look, we are such a connected world, such a connected society. Pros and cons to that. We do disconnect every Sunday. We turn our phones off Saturday evening before we go to bed, put them on airplane mode, and we do not turn them back on until Monday morning. So that's our 1 day a week that we absolutely disconnect. But when we're on these vacations, I do my best to do that I really try for the entirety of the time, but I had to check in. On the business and just make sure everything was going well about a week in. So anyways, I was not going to talk about that, but I talked about that a little bit. So we're back. We're getting back into the swing of things. Always nice. It's always nice to disconnect, get away, reset. And it's difficult getting back into the swing of things, getting back into the routine. I will tell you, as we were gone for 10 days, and it's amazing when I'm out of my routine and I'm not reading and I'm not listening to my podcasts and the things that I like to feed my mind, the positive things. When I remove myself from that, even for a week and a half, it's crazy how you start to think a little differently. So I love the disconnect, but it's really good to get back into it and get back into routine. I'm a very routine, crazy type A person, so I can only do so much of that. So hey, we're back, all good. Chores went well, neighbors, all the animals are alive. That's what we asked for. We want the animals to be alive and taken care of and milked and fed and watered, and all of that happened. And we're back into the swing of things. I've got basic H. I've got some basic H here. So we're gonna put this into the water trough. This is how we naturally worm our cows. It's basic H, Shackley's basic H. I think I did a video on this a couple months ago, and that's when I was having audio issues. So here we go. I'll chat about this a little bit. So this is the basic H. I'm going to put this in the water. We'll fill up the water. We tossed the compost pile again on Saturday. I think we're going to do it again on Wednesday here in a couple of days. And it's starting to break down. We're getting ready to move it into the high tunnel. So lots of things coming. Spring is on the horizon. We're excited. It's a great time. All right, so again, this is Shackley's Basic H. We picked this up from Joel Soliton. So Joel Soliton has talked about this. This is what they use on their farm for a natural wormer for their cattle. You're supposed to measure this out. I don't know the measurements. I pour a little in here and then I dump it in here. It's fun. It's soap. So this is it's a natural biodegradable soap. And so when I put this in here and we turn the water on, it gets nice and bubbly and sudsy. The funny thing about it is once we do this, the day we do it, we always have cows walking around with beards. It's, you know, these foamy beards. It's kind of funny, kind of a funny thing. So I'm gonna dump this in, then we'll turn the water on. And you'll see how bubbly that gets. Okay, so you can already see kind of the bubbles, but we'll fill this up and it'll get nice and sudsy. And then what we've been doing the last couple of days, we tossed this pile again a few days ago, and then we've been watering it. So as we toss this, we watered this as we were tossing it. So we were really good about adding water to this. You can see this is breaking down. I can smell it already. We're really starting to get that compost. I can smell the earth, that earth smell. It's amazing. So while we're milking, we're gonna throw this water on here. We'll throw it on this kind of array spray and just let it water while we're in here milking after we get this trough filled up. So there you go. We get all this nice sudsy basic H, and we'll get this filled to the top, and then we'll get that out on the compost. No milk. Okay, so yeah, a couple of things. We're back, getting back into the swing of things. Today's Basic H Day. We give Basic H every 2 months. So I've got it on the calendar. We got an alert to bring out Basic H every 2 months. Again, this is all Joel Salatin. There's a lot of natural dairy, beef, cow farmers out there that use Shackley's Basic H for their natural wormer. So that's, look, we follow a lot of what Joel Salatin does, and anything natural. We're as natural as it can get. We don't vaccinate any of our animals. Everything we do is organic, non-GMO. All of our cows are grass-fed. So that's that's where we found that out. We are also supplementing Annabelle. We're trying to get her more alfalfa, and this happens anytime we leave. And I talked about this in the last couple of videos, that look, nobody's going to farm the way you farm. Nobody's going to do it exactly the way you do it, and that's okay. When we leave, check out the last few videos. I talk about how we try to set up our farm sitters up for success, and we make it as easy as possible in terms of lining up, whether it's feed for the chickens, waters for the chickens, hay for the cows, whatever that looks like, and you know, instructions and how we want things done. But at the end of the day, nobody's ever going to do it the way you do it. And these cows are very routine. So when we left, we were getting and Annabelle's a low producer. She does not give us a ton of milk at all, and we're okay with that because we don't really go through a lot of milk. But she was giving us north of a gallon, which again is very low. Our first Jersey, Mary, was giving us anywhere between 2 and 3 gallons a day, which was just too much for us. We ended up, it was wasteful. We were wasting it. So a gallon a day is almost, it's enough for us. We can make cheese, we can pull cream for coffee, we can make butter, and then we consume the rest. So we're not heavy milk drinkers as a family. She was giving us about a gallon, excuse me, she was giving us about a gallon when we left, a gallon a day, north of a gallon, a little more than a gallon. When we got back, her production went way down. I mean, it's down to like, we only got a quart yesterday, which is just crazy. She just feels completely empty. So this tends to happen when we leave for long periods of time. It could just be that the farm sitters aren't out here we come out at the exact same time every single morning, so they are on a 24-hour routine. It could be something as simple as that. It could be the fact that I minimize the amount of alfalfa that I gave them the last 2 weeks that we were gone. Just because there's more grass popping up out in pasture, so I was starting to minimize the alfalfa. And typically we give alfalfa during the cold winter nights to keep them warm as well, so that could be the case. It could just be the case that when I hand milk, I milk her super, super dry. I mean, Natalie is unable to completely finish her off. So anytime, if Natalie was in here milking and I was out doing something else, I always have to come in and finish. It could be something as simple as that, where I am really draining her and stretching that milk so that her body is creating more milk every single day. And the farm sitters maybe aren't as strong and can't completely milk them out. It could be as simple as that. You do that for 10, 11 days in a row, and her milk production starts to go down. So we are going to get that milk production back up. We have about another month before we dry her up because she's due. She's going to give us a calf here in the next 3 months or so. So we typically dry her up 2 months prior to that. We could dry her up now. I don't think it would hurt, but we need milk. So we're trying to reverse it. We're giving her alfalfa. We're trying to get this milk back up so that we can milk her for the next month and get as much milk as we need to sustain us while she's dried up for 2 months. So right now we're giving her a little more alfalfa throughout the day, and we're hopeful that that's gonna solve our issue. If we can get her back up to close to a gallon, that would be great for the next couple of weeks. But she is low. She's very dry. So it is what it is. The other thing it might be is Love's nose ring fell off. I haven't seen her head around Annabelle's udders, her teats or anything, but we don't know. So we're actually going to chase her in here real quick, and I'm going to put a nose ring back on her. Just in case. Just look, if she's drinking all our milk, that's a problem. She does not need, she's almost a year, she's a year old. Yep. All right, so we got this nose ring back on Love. I'm 95% sure that it's not her. I think she's weaned, and it's not her, but look, we're doing everything we can. We need that milk. We need milk for another month, so any possible solutions to our problem, we're gonna try to attack it. So we've got the nose ring on her. We'll see what milk production looks like tomorrow. Here's what we're doing over here with the compost pile. So we just got this hose on this, I don't know what you call it, array spray, and been watering this thing. I mean, it's nice and wet. We did it yesterday. We've done it the last few days. This pile has broken down tremendously over the last couple of weeks. We're going to continue to toss it every few days just so that we've got this pile ready. We need compost. We need compost ready to bring into the high tunnel before we get the hens out. So we're going to bring the hens out very, very soon. And it is windy. I don't know if you guys can hear me or if that wind is killing the audio. So we need this ready, hopefully within the next week or two. If this can turn and turn into nice compost, we want to bring this into the high tunnel. We will pile it up similarly to how we have it here, and we will let the chickens spread it for us. So they will essentially spread this entire mound throughout, I don't know, 80 to 90% of our high tunnel, and then we can kind of shovel the rest. But they will do the work by pecking, scratching, and spreading this for us. So So that's the goal, that's the idea before we get these hens out to pasture and before we get we've got baby hens coming, we've got poults coming, turkeys and ducks coming here in the next few months. So obviously we need to get those hens out before all these babies come, and we need them to spread that for us prior to all of that. So I know that was an earful. So that's what we've got going on here. Henley, where's your hat, Bubba?
Right here.
Oh, hey! What are you doing? Get! You okay?
Yeah.
Okay, get! What was that?
No idea.
Alright. Just classic cow, peeing right where we feed them. Pee, poop, right where we feed you. Gosh.
Let's go, you coming? I'm coming.
Okay, we are going to call it a day. As always, appreciate each and every one of you. My hope for this channel is that you on the other side of this screen can pick up a tip, a trick, a golden nugget of information to help you on your homesteading journey. If that's the case, would love for you to subscribe. Go ahead and hit subscribe here. I'm going to queue up another video if you want to continue to check us out and follow us along on our journey. Would love the subscription, love the feedback. Appreciate each and every one of you. We will catch you next time.